Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And my brothers and sisters, what we are going to talk about today is a sheriff out of Fresno County in California who just nuked Gavin Newsom's little gun control laws he just signed from orbit. But then at the very end, the last clip, you might be surprised at what his take on is how he's going to enforce it. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear from you guys on this one. And please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We have more content right now that I know what to do with, and we're going to try to get as much out as possible. I don't want you guys to miss a thing. Thank you so much for that consideration, and as I mentioned in the introduction, we're going to hit a sheriff out of Fresno, California, who took one of these things that you're seeing right now and did this to Gavin Newsom's little order. It's a pretty accurate description. I got clips. You'll see. So what we're about to go through is I've got 4 clips here. 3 of them are his take on what Gavin Newsom just did to concealed carriers in California. Then the 4th one is when he's asked, will he enforce it or not? That is where it gets real interesting, and let me know what you guys think of this and send this out because this is yet another sheriff laying it out. Let's go.
SB 2 is a bill that will restrict the number of places and how good law-abiding residents are able to carry their guns with a valid CCW. This law is aimed at reducing violence in the state of California. Unfortunately, as we all know, our CCW holders are responsible to little, if any, violence when it comes to firearms. They are individuals who have gone through a background check, they are well trained, and they are responsible. That is why they are granted a CCW.
That's pretty clear. It gets even more clear in a second. Now, if you're not familiar, Gavin Newsom is the governor of California who just signed new gun control orders with sensitive places and concealed carry and taxes on your rights. That's what just happened. It's being looked at as a model by lefties and by righties. It's like fodder for gun control or gun rights lawsuits. That's pretty much where it's boiling down to right now. But it's called SB 2, and that's what he's referencing. This is targeting concealed carry weapon license holders in California who are doing little to none of the crime with the entire purpose of the bill to stop crime. It makes 0 sense. The sheriff has a very valid point. Now again, please watch this whole video to the end so when you see what he's actually taking as a course of action, it might surprise you. But let's go to the second one because he lays it out a couple of times. This is a 13-minute video and it's linked. Here's just a few of the snippets. Like I said, let's just get it.
CCW. As I said, this bill infringes upon the rights of those individuals to carry CCWs in certain locations, which in ways makes it difficult to store your gun because where are you going to keep it? You're going to keep it in your vehicle, or are you just going to leave it at home because of the new restrictions? These restrictions impact the safety of our good law-abiding residents and how they protect themselves, their families, and their friends. The current holders, it's going to restrict where they can carry their guns with a CCW. So there are going to be times when they are going to have to leave their gun locked and secured in their vehicle, which in and of itself is a problem because we know vehicles get stolen and cars get broken into, or some of them will leave their guns at home because it's too much of a burden. It's too much of an issue to be, well, I'm going here, I'm going to 4 locations. 2 of them I can't have my gun at, 2 of them I can, so I'm just going to leave it at home.
That's called a chilling effect. You didn't ban guns, but you made it so cumbersome to do something with them that it's not worth it. Now, in this one clip, I got a few things, and hopefully I remember all of them because there's a lot. First of all, infringes upon the rights of the concealed carry weapons holders in California. Second of all, it impacts the safety of concealed weapons carriers in California. Third, you're now going to be having guns separate from their owners, unmanned in cars. If you know anything about this fight, which the gun control governor of California loves to tout it, he's the moral authority, his words, not mine. He loves to say that he's the moral authority when it comes to guns, but the guns are mostly stolen from cars nationwide. That is one of the highest sources of firearms taken by criminals. That's one of the largest sources. So, inadvertently, not only are you impacting on the rights, not only are you impacting the safety, you're also creating more of an opportunity for more guns to be stolen out of cars because you won't let them be out of their cars when they have a concealed carry permit. And in California, it's insanely stringent on what you have to do to get a concealed carry permit. So, all of these things meant to address crime, but it's not even being touched because concealed carry holders aren't even the ones who do crime. even the sheriff is saying that. And hopefully I hit all those things. I'll probably be editing this and be like, man, I should have said that too. But that's a good start on the second clip. Now this third one. I haven't seen a sheriff do this before, and I really wanted to include this. This is a little bit longer of a clip, but he goes down real-world examples of why this does not work, and it's targeting the wrong people. It's targeting legal, lawful citizens and residents, like he's saying, and then it lets criminals off the hook because they don't obey laws anyway because they're criminals, and he provides examples and receipts. Check this out.
Gun where I'm not supposed to. Criminals will carry their guns wherever. We arrest people on a daily basis who are convicted felons, who are gang members, who are people who are restrained persons in protective orders, who aren't supposed to carry guns, but they have them. And an example of that is, back on the 20th of September, we have our daily activity log, and I found 3 cases of individuals that were arrested for illegally being in possession of firearms. We had one who was a felon, convicted felon, and a gang member who had multiple weapons, including a rifle with a suppressor. We had another individual who was a convicted felon who was also in possession of a handgun, methamphetamine, and ammunition. And thirdly, and these are from all over Fresno County, thirdly, an individual up in the Auberry area who was a restrained person in a protective order who had 2 handguns or 2 firearms in his possession with ammunition. These are not CCW holders in Fresno County. These are criminals. These are the individuals that need to be targeted by gun laws and by more restrictive laws and stronger sentencing guidelines, not CCW holders.
Weird. Weird. That's an NFA item. A suppressor on a rifle on a prohibited felon? Weird. Another one had a methamphetamine, drug user, convicted felon, handguns. And this is in September of this year. That's what, I mean, he didn't specify a year, but I'm assuming it was a week ago. And then the third person is under a gun violence restraining order, a GVRO that California loves so much, and they had guns. Almost like criminals don't give a rat's butt about your gun control laws because they're criminals by definition. Now, you would think that all of this stuff that I'm showing you from this sheriff, he would say, no, I'm not enforcing this because this is insane. Well, it's not the way it broke out, but I'll give him like 60% credit for everything else he said until I get to this clip when he is asked if he will enforce it. And listen to this.
Are you saying that despite kind of you being against this new Senate bill that it will be enforced in the county?
Well, you have to look at, here we are in the state of California. The legislature is passing a law, sending it to the governor's desk for signature. But is this what the people really want? Again, we're passing laws that are not going out to a vote of the people. And that's key. Yes, I will enforce the law. That's my job. I have to enforce the law. But when you have individuals out there, 18,000 individuals that carry CCWs throughout our county, I don't have the resources to go out and do CCW checks per se. So if we come across someone, yes, we will enforce the law. But in essence, that's something that for us is going to be a very low priority because, as I said earlier, these individuals are not the problem. They're not the ones out there committing these violent crimes. They commit very few, if any, crimes related to guns and gun violence.
Now, he reiterated the exact same data point. He obviously feels very strongly about that. However, there's one little problem. As a sheriff, he's obligated to fulfill and defend the Constitution, or protect and defend the Constitution. He does not have to enforce that order. Now, it's his choice. But hiding behind the legislature passed it and the governor signed it, come on now. You are a sheriff. You have the ability and the, honestly, in my opinion, responsibility not to enforce an unconstitutional law. Now, he did say they would passively do it. They wouldn't pursue it. But that's where we're at. So let me know what you guys think in the comments field below. And again, stay tuned. We've got so much content. It is up to the rafters, and I cannot wait until I see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.